The ragged man identified himself as Jimmy Walsh, a ballad singer. So the man identified himself as a ballad singer and his name is Jimmy Walsh. When the man moved towards the water, the sergeant stopped him. He insisted him to leave the place by the way to the town, not towards the water. Also, the surgeon said that he don't know the name Jimmy Walsh. The surgeon says the name Jimmy Walsh is new to him. The man replied that they know the name well enough in Ennis. Ennis is a is an Irish island. So in that island, the name Jimmy Walsh is well known to the people living in Ennis. He asked the sergeant whether he was in Ennis ever. The man said he came to the assizes thinking he might make a few shillings here or there. The man said the sergeant that he has come to the assizes to the court area where the judges live. So he might get few shillings here and there by singing his ballads. So by the only train with the judges, he came to this place. Trying to interest the officer in his songs, the man sang a few ballads. He had few sheets which contained ballads. The man is having papers, sheets in his hands which contained ballads. The man asked whether he could sing Content and a Pipe, The Peeler and the Goat, Johnny Hart. So these are the names or the starting lines of the ballads. Finally, he sang, There was a rich farmer's daughter. He sang the ballad starting with the lines, There was a rich farmer's daughter. The sergeant wanted to keep the area clear so he could catch the escaped prisoner. He ordered the man to leave the place immediately because the sergeant has to do his duty, that is, finding out the escaped rebel. The ragged man pretended to start toward town but stopped. Towards the town he turned but he stopped. He looked at the poster and he commented on the face on the poster. He said that he knew the man very well. He knew the escaped prisoner very well. He said to the sergeant. The sergeant changed his mind about sending the man away. The man described the prisoner a dark, dangerous, muscular man who was an expert with many weapons. The ballad singer, the man says that the rebel who is in the poster is a very dangerous and a very strong person. The man said there was a poor man in his place, a poor sergeant from Ballywagon. So this place Ballywagon might be the place of that ballad singer. So in that place there was a policeman. The rebel attacked the policeman once before. He also added that there was a policeman in Limerick. So also there was a policeman in Limerick or Limerick. They both were attacked. The police barrack in Kilmallock was attacked in moonlight. So they escaped. The rebel attacked the policemen and also the police barrack. said the ballad singer. The sergeant got frightened and accepted the man's offer to stay with him on the wharf. The man told the sergeant that if he stayed with the sergeant, he could help the sergeant in finding out the rebel. The man could help look for the escaped murderer sitting back to back on a barrel. So both the sergeant and the ballad singer they were sitting back to back on a barrel in order to have a full view of the dock area. The two men smoked pipes, so they smoked to calm the sergeant's nerves. The sergeant confessed that the police work was difficult. So the sergeant says his work is very difficult. His work is very difficult, especially for family men because the officers spent long hours on dangerous missions. The sergeant said, accompanying the sergeant's lament is a sad note. The man started to sing a traditional sentimental song about lovers and the beautiful Irish countryside. He sang the song as through the hills I walked. Then he began a nationalistic ballad about a legend, oppressed old Irish woman named Granuaile. Uh, the ballad singer sang the song with the starting lines, as through the hills I walked. So then he began to sing about an Irish old woman named Granuaile. Granuaile was oppressed for her nationalistic thoughts. She was a legend, says the ballad singer. The sergeant stopped him, protesting that it was inappropriate to sing about Irish oppression when political tempers were going on between Ireland and England. The sergeant said not to sing about Granville. The man replied that he was only singing the song to keep up his spirits on their dangerous and lonely watch. Just to entertain he is singing, says the ballad singer. The man said that his singing was necessary to calm his frightened heart. So the pitying sergeant allowed him to continue his ballad. Again, the man sang about the fabled Irish martyr Granville. Martyr is a person who dies for country's sake, for nation's sake. But this time he inserted the wrong lyrics. He included a wrong lyrics. The sergeant corrected it. The man sang, "Oh, then tell me, Sean O'Farrell." Immediately the sergeant corrected the man and sang the proper line, revealing his knowledge of a rebel song, though he was supposed to be loyal to the English rulers. So, though he is dedicated towards English rulers, he has the national feeling about Ireland. The ballad man began to recall the memories of the sergeant's former days. So, in his youthful days, the sergeant had loved his country very much, that is Ireland. As a young man, the sergeant lovingly sang several traditional Irish ballads, including Granville. He also had sung about Granville, the sergeant. Confidentially, the sergeant admitted that he had sung every patriotic ballad the man named. The man suggested that the sergeant and the fugitive perhaps shared the same youthful memories.